Welcome into Giants Now. I am your host, Marshall Green, and in today's video, we're going to get into the biggest 5 overreactions that I'm seeing all over Twitter, Facebook, and through Giant social media. But first, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Manscaped. They make this video possible. Head to manscaped.com/chat and use the promo code CHAT to get 20% off and free shipping off the best male grooming products out. The first overreaction that I want to get to that I'm seeing everybody talk about on Twitter is Kadarius Toney, the next OBJ. I mean, when you look at the stats from yesterday's game against the Dallas Cowboys, I can see why fans are saying Kadarius Toney might be the next Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, 189 yards is more yards than Odell Beckham had in any game during his rookie year. I mean, no doubt about it, Kadarius Toney is the real deal. But is he the next OBJ? I wouldn't go that far. I need to see more from him. But I will say, he is the closest thing the Giants have had since Odell. This is a guy that just get the ball to him and good things happen. No doubt about that. I love the uptick in usage that he's had over the last 2 weeks. I mean, Toney is a legit wide receiver one. It was disrespectful. I mean, I've said it a couple times. People used to say, Kadarius Toney, he is a gadget type of player. Not a chance, no way, shape, or form. This guy is a legit wide receiver one, and I think he may already be the best receiver on this Giants roster, and especially the healthy ones because everybody is down with an injury. But Kadarius Toney, he's shown why in the past 2 weeks. The Giants, they spent a first-round pick out of Florida. It was just amazing to see the Giants use him in the way he can. I mean, some of the catches he made on the sideline, going up over defenders and absolutely mossing them, was an absolute beautiful thing to see. But let me know what you guys have to say about this one. I'll give my answer in a second. Is Toney already the best Giants wide receiver on the team? You're actually about to get hit with a YouTube ad break. So while the ad is playing, go down, scroll down, and get your votes in. Is Toney the best wide receiver on the Giants roster? Overreaction 2. Daniel Jones, he's going to play this week versus the Rams. Let's slow down. There is no need to rush Daniel Jones. A concussion and head injuries, those are things that you do not play about. I mean, Daniel Jones, he was unconscious on the field yesterday trying to walk back to the huddle, and the refs had to chase after him after Jones almost face-planted into the turf and let Giants coaches and staff know, hey, you got to get this guy out of here because he does not know where he is right now. And I don't expect Jones to play this week because I wouldn't rush him. There's no need to rush him. You're off to a bad start, to mildly say it, so far through the NFL season, and there's no need to risk Daniel Jones' long-term health. I think he's shown enough so far through the NFL season for the Giants to count on him and for him to be the franchise quarterback for the coming years to come. But I want to show you guys this picture that Jabril Cox shared on his Instagram story last night after the game that he has recently deleted because, damn, this was not a good look for the linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys. He was tagged on an Instagram story and they added him, Jabril Cox giving out concussions. I mean, come on, man. This is absolute dog shit. Show some class, Dallas Cowboys. This is terrible. It's kind of, it starts from the top down. That's what the Cowboys organization is all about. Just a bunch of bad players. And man, I am pissed off about this. It wasn't a dirty hit, but when you go and share stuff like this on Instagram, that's just uncalled for. So guys, you know the drill. Go down in the comments and spam FJ for F Jabril Cox. What he did yesterday on Instagram, just dirty, classless, not something a New York Giants player would do. Wasn't a dirty hit, but what he did on social media afterwards is absolutely brutal. So go down in the comments and type FJ for F Jabril Cox. I want to give a shout out to Manscaped, the sponsor of today's Giants overreaction video, the best male grooming products in the world. And as you see on screen, the new Lawn Mower 4.0. 4 interchangeable blades, 8 hours of battery life, waterproof, and it is the best male grooming product in the world. No nicks, you're never going to have any bloody balls. But if you want your balls to look bigger and you haven't been performing like you want to or have in the bedroom, go down, check them out, Lawnmower 4.0, manscaped.com/chat, and use the promo code chat to get 20% off and free shipping. They're saying is your balls will thank you, and I guarantee they will if you use the Lawnmower 4.0. So get at Manscaped right now. Overreaction number 3. The Giants defense is full of frauds. All of the Giants social media accounts, well, the fan accounts and social media guys, they were talking about this last night on Twitter. And I somewhat agree. There are a lot of players on this defense that are paid like the best players in the NFL and some of the highest paid players at their position, and they have not lived up to the expectations that they set last year. I mean, look at how much these guys are making right now. I mean, and you see the title, Giants Defensive Playmakers in air quotes, because that's what they're supposed to be. They were supposed to be difference makers on this Giants offense. And if you see the number, this number right below their names, that's where they rank by PFF out of all of the people that play their positions. So for Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence, they rank 17th and 43rd out of all defensive tackles. James Bradbury, 58 out of 113 corners. Adoree Jackson, 41st out of 113 corners. And Logan Ryan, 63rd out of 85 corners. Some quick stats that it's tough to read, because the Giants defense, that was a unit that we were supposed to be able to count on, and we just haven't. Leonard Williams, he's been all right. 13 pressures, but just 2 sacks and only 2 QB hits. Dexter Lawrence, his run defense grade by PFF, 54.5. He's supposed to be the hog molly that holds down the middle of the field and sheds blocks to dominate opponents' running game. James Bradbury, he's already allowed 301 passing yards and 4 TDs and has given up a 117 passer rating through just 5 games. Last season, in total, he allowed 453 yards and 3 touchdowns, and his passer rating when targeted was 70. So he's not the same player he was last year. And I'm still waiting for Adoree Jackson to make his first play wearing New York Giants blue. He was targeted 8 times versus the Cowboys yesterday and gave up 6 completions. And Logan Ryan, he looks like the player that was cut by the Tennessee Titans. His PFF coverage grade, 44.9. Some quick Giants defensive stats. They've given up the 28th most points in the NFL, the 28th most yards, 23rd in pass defense, 27th in rush defense, 26th in points allowed, and 31st in sacks. Just absolutely brutal, and I am not a fan of what this Giants defense is putting out so far. But guys, the season's not over, and the competition here at Chat Sports is only starting to ramp up. We are in striking distance of the Cleveland Browns report, hosted by my guy, Matthew Peterson. All right, okay. His channel got a head start by a couple months over New York Giants now and us over here, and we are within striking distance. Let's catch the Browns report by the end of the season. I know we can do it. I trust you guys. And I looked at the analytics again. 80% of you guys that are watching these videos are still unsubscribed. Whatever I got to do to go down, for you guys to go down and hit that big red button, get in the comments and let me know, because I want this to be the biggest Giants YouTube channel there is, and that won't happen without you guys. So help me out. Go down and hit that big red button and subscribe. Overreaction number 4, and this one I do not think is an overreaction. When you watch how the two played yesterday, you have to agree with me, because it was just a bad showing for Nate Solder. It is time to bench Nate Solder and start Matt Peart. If Andrew Thomas is able to come back next week and play at the left tackle spot, I want Matt Peart to be the starting right tackle. This needs to happen as soon as possible. The stats that Nate Solder put out yesterday was absolutely embarrassing. Read these for you. A 38.8 overall grade, ranked 170th out of 175 tackles this past week. A 14.8 pass block grade, 8 pressures allowed, and 3 QB hits, while Matt Peart allowed just 1 pressure, 0 QB hits, and was graded out at a 73 pass block grade. There's no doubt about it. Matt Peart is a better player right now than Nate Solder. And when you spend a 3rd-round pick like you did on Matt Peart, it's time to get the guy some reps and get him brought up to speed. He's a young guy that has potential and needs reps to get his feet wet, and I like what I saw out of him versus Dallas, so it's time to start Matt Peart and bench Nate Solder. But what do you guys have to say? Pick one to start. If you want it to be Matt Peart, go down in the comments and type MP, or if you want to stick with Nate Solder, which would be weird, so I'm hoping I see no Nate NS's in the comments, go down and type NS if you want Nate Solder to be our starting right tackle. Overreaction 5, and like the other ones, I don't really think this is an overreaction. It is time to cut your losses and fire Dave Gettleman. The Dave Gettleman experience since he took over the New York Giants has been an absolute disaster. I saw a funny tweet today that I'll read to you guys real quick. The Giants would need to go on a 21-game win streak through week 8 of the 2022 NFL season for the Giants to be 500 through the Dave Gettleman era. Just abysmal. He has not got it done. In his interview, in his introductory press conference, he said we want to run the ball, we want to be able to block, and we want to be able to protect Daniel Jones, and you just haven't done that since you've taken over. You've ignored fixing the offensive line, even though you coined the phrase hog mollies and you said they'd get him in here. You haven't done that. This Giants offensive line is in worse shape than it was when you took over, and this defensive line can't stop a nosebleed. Zeke and Tony Pollard ran all over you yesterday. It was absolutely embarrassing, and I'm through with it. I'm ready to kick Dave Gettleman out. Get him the axe. Get the softies out of here. Dave Gettleman's got to go, but let me know what you have to say. Should the Giants fire Dave Gettleman? If you think they should, go down and type your F for fire. Or if you want him to stick around and maybe you think he can fix the New York Giants, go down and type your K for keep. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm tweeting about the Giants all day, every day. The @ is right under me, @MarshallGreen_. I'm trying to grow my Twitter clout because I got my producer, Jeremy Chuggs, hitting me with tweets every day saying that Jalen Hurts is better than Daniel Jones, and that's just total BS. We know that's not true. So help me make my followers on Twitter be full of Giants fans because I'm tired of my guy Jeremy Chuggs, a Philadelphia Eagles fan, just trash. Hit me up on Twitter, send me a DM, and I'll give a shout out to the next 10 guys that follow me on Twitter. And if you want to stay up to date on everything surrounding the New York Giants, this is your one-stop shop. No other Giants channel is doing what we're doing. Free videos almost every single day. And this channel is one of the fastest growing channels at the Chat Sports offices. And I'm proud of that. And that's because of you guys. So go down and hit that big red button. And thank you to everybody that already has.